Good evening, Guitar Nut. Thank you for waiting. Well, I dealt with something. That's the way it goes. I'm running late. I also was... Oh, I need to turn the music down. Hang on. See, I'm a little out of my routine here. I also was waiting for the mower sound to go away, and I'm not... He's still out here. My hubby will wait and go out and mow around the window that's right over here when I'm streaming. Yeah, I know. It's not that big a deal because he doesn't actually have to come right under the window. There's a big tree out here. There's not much grass that grows there. So he's, further out. But it's just, welcome to summer. We mow all the time in the summertime because we have 15 acres and we mow probably about 5 of it, maybe more, I don't know, in bits and pieces in various areas and that sort of thing. So, it's kind of like you mow some and then you get started again on mowing. And this is the first spring mowing. Some of it's been mowed once, but not all of it. He is working currently on some that hasn't been mowed yet this year. So, we have wildflowers, we have all sorts of things. It takes a little bit. Hi, Mass Bandit. I am good. How are you? Thank you all for patience. I was doing the most ridiculous thing. This is how my day goes. I sit down to click, to start streaming, and I'm organizing the desk area here so I have some room to write and work and everything, and I find a pile of lottery tickets that my hubby wants me to check. I was like, oh, I'll just do that real quick. Well, it didn't go real quick. It's 36 degrees and snowing. My heart goes out to you, Mass Bandit. Move. It's just, I'm sure you have beautiful days, and I'm sure you're used to the snow, right? I am just not used to it, and so it sounds horrific to me. But, people who live in Florida and they have 100-degree weather they're used to that too. So it's just a matter of acclimating to where you are. But thank you for joining me, both of you, and let's get going here. What I'm going to do tonight, a little show and tell, and I don't think there's anything I really need to tell you about it ahead of time. I was working on, or I got antique linens, and I've been doing science, right? I have been experimenting, trying to see how I can handle some of the things that is a problem with these linens. So I have that. I also have my fair stuff the project all finally put together, and except I don't have a binder. It's in a box. That's what this box is, and I'm going to show you that. And then we're going to get to spinning, which is what I really want to do. Hi, Knitter. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Okay. Let's get to this here. This is not all linens. The box underneath here. In fact, let's do the box first. And then I'll have the table for the linens. Okay, so the project was Stay Fair ribbons from many years till this year. This starts in 1999, on the top, and goes through 2022, which was last year's fair. Okay, and what I found was these really cool sheets that are made specifically for, they call them large award ribbons. Now, it does still stick out of the top, and that's why I haven't put them in a binder yet, because I'm going to take one of these pages with me when I go to office Depot and try to figure out what exactly I want. But they are 3-ring binder here, and they are all together by years. Now, there's various and sundry things that I entered in the fair. It wasn't always spinning, right? I usually had spinning, but starting out in 1999, when I first was, I wasn't really, you know, I had culinary, so the ribbons will tell you culinary, and this one is wine, because we made homemade wine, and entered the wine, and we got a 3rd place. Hubby gets a little bit of claim for that. He was helpful in that. So that's what these are, and it's going to be a huge project to put them in a binder. This is what it looks like, right? And it's kind of bulky at the top and not so much. And we have various colors. Well, the pink is a honorable mention, or 4th sometimes. The green, I think, is honorable mention. This one is really cool because in 2004, it was the 100th anniversary of the fair, so the ribbons say that. When did I get my first rabbit ribbon? It was actually not this kind of ribbon. Well, I have one, but from the fair. But I actually was doing rabbit shows, the NARBC, and those were small ribbons. I'll show you those in a minute. But yeah, well, let's see here. First one was in 2000, and I have each one of these ribbons would represent a rabbit that I entered, right? So I have 9. Yeah, I have 9 for 2000. So 23 years ago in 2000. I also did wine and culinary then. And 2000 was the first textile that I have. So that textile would be most likely spinning. Now there's a place to write stuff on the back here, which is also really cool. Some I have written, some I have not. This was 100% Angora skein. This one was a knitted hat. They have a category of knit something out of your hand spun, and this one was Lincoln long wool. So I did, on some of them I have record of, and let's go on to the next thing here. That's just the ribbons, okay? So the next thing is, I'm going to push this right there. Actual things from the fair. So these are by years. This is year 1999 through 2001. These are so cool. I found these online at Amazon. They snap shut, but they have binder things here. And what this was, I told you we made wine, right? Well, since we made wine, I made labels for my wine on the computer. And we called it Full Moon Orchard because we were making orchard, you know, fruits. This was Concord. That one is a hand-drawn. And they judged them. I got a 2nd place on that one. Oops, this one isn't sticking anymore. Got a 2nd place on that one. So, the ribbons, you know, they're not all just rabbits. And I needed a place to put this kind of stuff. Now, remember I said that I did the NARBC? Their ribbons look like this. And that was a skein contest. That was, when it says wool, that was judging the wool on the rabbit. So I needed a place for those, and that's what I put in these. And they go all the way down here to 2022. Now I have to figure out how to store them. It's really cool. I enjoyed my walk through history in my past and everything, right? I feel so organized. I have a couple of these left, and I used one today for greeting cards, so that, you know, I have my birthday cards together and stuff like that. So this was a very satisfying project to do, but now I have to find a way to store it. This box isn't big enough. It's about the right size, but it needed to be taller. And for a while, I may just find a bigger box and store it in the box. Let's see if I can get this down on the floor. There we go. Okay. Now, I want to show you such nostalgia. Yeah. I want to show you my failures and my successes here. So I told you I bought linens, and they have these have been washed, but they have not been ironed. They have various problems. Yellowing was one of them, and brown spots was the other. So my success was I got the yellow out. These look really beautiful white. And like I said, it hasn't been pressed, but once it's pressed, but I also have a teeny tiny little hole right there, so I'm going to mend that. But then once it's pressed, it'll be one I keep. Anything I mend, I'm going to keep. I am looking at these to sell if they end up good enough. This one, after I iron it, I warrant as good enough. There is handwork on it, and there's no yellowing, there's no brown spots. So yeah, this is, you know, something that I have to really look at real close before I put them up for sale. But there's a little bit of a light. Let me get this down here a little more. There we go. So my problem is I am not able to find anything to get a brown spot out. The camera doesn't want to show that. It's right there. It is very faint, but it's right there. And this one here, there's no yellowing, like I said, but there is a brown spot right there. And these represent different ways of washing. That was what the science was, right? It was different ways of washing. And the bottom line is, all the ways I tried get out the yellow, and all the ways I tried do not take that brown out. So here's some of the things I was trying. I bought a stain stick. It's called Top Secret Stain Stick from Smartsheep. I have no idea really what's in it, but it is the one that I have open is in the kitchen. But this is wrapped in saran wrap, or, you know, real fine. And you rub like this on the stain. I think, yes, I tried vinegar. Hang on, Mass Bandit, I'm getting there. I think that this is going to work on fresh stains real well. But the problem is that these were not fresh stains, right? They have been washed and put through the dryer and ironed and who knows what. So the stain stick didn't work. So the blue one, this one, was my test hanky for this process. You had first just a wash in hot water. You can soak overnight, and then you can wash it in the machine. Now, this would be good for my big projects like the pillowcases and tablecloths and things like that. Okay, this process works for that, and I didn't do it in the machine because I just had this handkerchief. This was the only one I was doing. Actually, I did a couple, but you know, I wasn't going to do a washer load for that. So this had 2 cups of vinegar and Dawn dish detergent in the water. After I gave it a good wash, then I soaked it overnight in Dawn and vinegar. And it's supposed to be 2 cups of each, but of course I had a small bowl that I was soaking them in, so I just kind of prorated that. And like I said, it worked really good with the exception of one brown spot, which, you know, at this point in time, I got to do some mending here, but since I'm going to be keeping it, I'm not going to worry about it. And I know that that probably will work really good with for my larger items like pillowcases and stuff like that. The second process I did with this one. All right, so the second one process was with this one. It was, first you put very hot water, give it a good soak, and then it doesn't really say how long, but you know, I did it for maybe an hour, and then you put in Dawn dishwashing and baking soda, and that was very effective. All of these can be dried out in the sun if you want. I don't have a good way to do that. That's one of my problems, because sunshine is something that you do when you use vinegar or lemon juice or whatever for whitening. But this isn't bad at all. I have one spot right there, just like the other one. Probably, oh no, I have a hole there too. But that process is pretty good, and they do say that you can do it twice, right? Refill with dish soap and water after you do the baking soda for a couple hours. Then maybe you do the fresh water, hot water, Dawn, and soak it overnight. So it, you know, I don't see the soaking making much of a difference, but then they throw it in the machine and wash it after you're done doing all the soaking. So the one used vinegar, the one used baking soda. They both seem to work well. The third one I did was this one here. This is rough edged because it had so many holes in it. I was not going to keep this, but it had a crocheted border very similar to this on it. So I cut it, the crochet border, with a hem of some of this fabric off. This was just a test piece as far as, and what I tested this with was OxiClean, because hubby says OxiClean will clean anything. He's wrong. But this has a bad hole. Most of these are holes, but it has black right there. These other stains are brown colored, but this one looks almost like ink or black, and it just plain isn't going to come out at all. So I am not going to be using OxiClean on anything. This one was my worst failure. I put this one in the OxiClean also, and then after I could see it didn't do anything. So I have brown here, I have a bad brown here. It's less brown, but this one would almost qualify for a tea dye, right? So that you cover the brown up and you just make it a real ecru looking fabric. I don't really know. I think this is a hanky. I don't really know if I'm going to do that or not. As I'm working through these, I'm going to have various and sundry problems to continue to solve, and I may develop a pile where I do try the tea dyeing just for the heck of it. The last thing I wanted to say about this was, I forget now. The stain stick, I did on all of these. And not the yellow, just any spot. I did do the stain stick on there, and I did not get anything to come off with a stain stick. And then this one I didn't do with the stain stick, but after I was done soaking it in the OxiClean, I put it in the bowl that I had, and the bowl had Dawn and baking soda in it, right? It was the second run that I had done. And I had a small jug of vinegar, and I had just a splash of vinegar left in that jug, and I wasn't going to save it for anything. So I thought, what the heck? So I threw the vinegar into the, yeah, you see what's coming, baking soda and Dawn. And of course, I had a volcano. And I put this in there. I thought, well, you know, maybe that'll work on it. But it didn't do it. It didn't take the brown off either. So that was my day. I did all of this today. As soon as I rinsed them out really good, I rolled them up in a towel. I draped them over a towel in the bathroom. They dried almost instantaneously. It is just like no humidity here right now. And they all dried within an hour. So... all right. Have I tried using borax? No. You know, the only thing that I know borax for was baby clothes. And, you know, diapers and stuff. And I think I used to have some around when my grandson I was doing clothes for him. But I don't know if I have any borax around or not. You use a 1-to-2 ratio for bad stains. 1 tablespoon borax, 2 tablespoon water to make a paste. Okay, let us sit it on there for 30 minutes. Thank you. I'll write that down. I'm going to add that to I have plenty to experiment with. Are you going to write? Okay. Borax. 1-to-2 ratio. Tablespoon borax, doesn't really matter. 2 of water, make paste. Now, how fresh are your stains? You know, that's the whole thing. Oh, by the way, I told you I tried the OxiClean. That was the powder, but I do have OxiClean spray that I keep around for immediate stains before they go in the laundry. I even tried that, and it didn't on this one here, and it didn't do anything. Put it on spot. Let's sit 30 minutes. Okay. Some of your grandmother's lace edge linens had brown spots, and you made a paste out of vinegar and baking soda, and it took most of the brown out. Okay, some faint shadow of stains do remain, but you have to look for them. Okay, so vinegar and baking soda. Vinegar and baking soda paste, right? Yeah, paste. Okay. All right. That's the next 2 things I'll try. You never worked with linens, never owned it. Well, you know, linen is a generic term. I'm talking about the style of the article, not the actual fabric. The fabric's cotton, actually. So, as far as I can tell, I don't have true linen. It probably works just the same as baking soda. Yeah, right. They're pretty fresh. They're just washed a time or 2. Yeah, I know. Thank you, Mass Bandit. I wrote a paste. I know, this is fiddly. This is really fiddly. And I was talking to hubby about it, and we took a break and sat on the porch because it's just gorgeous out tonight. Or, yes, it is really gorgeous out today. And we sat on the porch, and I was telling him what I'd been doing because he's been outside working all day. And I said, you know, I really want to do this and sell these linens. I said, but I don't want to sell them if they're not worth it. Now, I don't have a lot of money invested. I have less than $20 invested in all those boxes of linens that I bought, and there were 3 boxes. So, actually, it was 25 with the auction fees and all that, but still, in all, there was tablecloths and pillowcases and doilies and hankies and things I didn't know what they were at all. You know, there's so many linens. Yeah, now you all know the best way to do it in the future. Good luck. OxiClean only works on fresh stains. See, my spray is OxiClean too. And that is what I usually use. I mean, usually it's a kitchen spill, right? I've splattered grease or something on me, and I just I keep it at my kitchen sink, and I just go over there and get it and wash it out. All right. I am going to spin. So, Guitar Nut, I saw that you got the spin on an Aura, you said. Who was selling Aura? Was this at this little place you went to that had all the different spinning wheels? All right. Oh, I'm not done with show and tell, I don't think. You did, you liked it? It was at that nice store, yeah? I know what it was. I haven't shown you the... Remember when I told you I went to the fiber fair and I left some of my fiber at Woolly Knob's booth? Well, they mailed it. I got it yesterday. So, these are the 2 fibers. Their fibers are pretty much generic wool, right? But look at this green! Isn't that a gorgeous green? I am in love with this forest green. So, that's 8 ounces. Just wool. Fairly soft. It feels like Romney, or, I mean, it's not super soft. It's probably not going to be... I could probably wear a hat, but I don't think I'd want a scarf out of it. I love this color too, Guitar Nut. Then the second one is a blend they made that is so soft. And you know what? I may have to ask them again what is in here. Because they don't tag their stuff, and I forget. But it is kind of a alpaca color, fawn color, and white. So, yeah, you know what? I'm going to have to text and ask what that, and write it down, because I forgot they don't put tags on anything. But this is soft. Really, really soft. And that's 8 ounces. So, I am now officially got everything I bought at the fiber fair. They're such good people. Alright, so I'm working on this ewe lamb, no unknown breed, dyed antique mauve, and this is the first bobbin. You made a nice spinning log today. Oh. You like the feel? Yeah, you like the feeling of the Romney. You might have gotten a softer Romney than I did. I'm not sure that's Romney. what I was just comparing it to was a middle of the road breed. What has happened from him, I knew what sheep he raised, and so I was pretty sure I knew it had like CVM in it or whatever. And now he's starting, the community is raising sheep and starting to bring the sheep. When he has a shearer in, they're starting to bring the sheep in and getting the sheep sheared at the same time, and he's getting to keep the, you know, he's paying the shearer, but he gets to keep the fiber. Well, so now he's got more than just his flock as a supply. I forget, let's see. Yeah, this is unknown breed, ewe lamb. Keep forgetting I don't know what this is. 3-ring binder, cardstock and plastic sheet protectors with samples and notes on the spin and projects you made with it. That's really cool. Whatever works. That's organization. I'm a firm believer in it because I have no memory. I don't. I have no memory. So I make sure I document stuff as much as I can. And it's great that you're doing it, you know, so close to when you start spinning and everything, because, man, you're going to see difference in your spinning. You're going to see, you know, difference in what you spin. So it's exciting. You know, for Tour de Fleece, maybe I should make a team. I know Snoring Cat doesn't really like to do that. Maybe I could offer to do one, and her people could use it. Guitar Nut, have I ever shown you the spinner's journal that I make? That I have it on Lulu, which is print on demand. Not that a notebook and paper is super fine, not a problem. Okay, where's... Oh, I put them in here. This is what I use because I made it. And the whole idea is, well, first of all, you have a date page so you can keep track of when you start it and when it's full. But the whole idea is it's a project book. So you have these projects 1 through 20. And you write your project name. Okay, so in this particular case, I would write Ewe Lamb Antique Mauve Bats or something like that. And then that's project number 1. So then you go here and you write project number 1. And you have one. This is a description of your project, so this is where you'd put Ewe Lamb and all that sort of thing. And then you have progress notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a place to put your sample if you want. Now, the one thing about the way it got bound and everything, you can't put a big sample in there. It's not real good for that. Okay. Or you can just make more notes. All right. But say you're doing a really, really big project, and yet you've got a nice braid you want to do. Okay, so your nice braid is number 2, and you write project number 2, and you put your information there, but you go back here and put project number 1 if you have to continue. You need more of the steps. These are progress notes are the date, the process step, which is maybe carding, spinning, washing a fleece. I use these for fleeces, so washing would be one of the steps. There's a place for time spent. I never use that. There's a tool that you use. The yardage and weight, I generally will put, I use that terms, but I generally will put 2 bats spun or something like that. It really is. It's, like I said, it's on lulu.com under Spinner's Journal. And they print it, you know, whenever somebody orders one, they print it. That can, I guess that can give you an idea of the kind of information you might want to keep track of. One of the hardest things, I should keep track of time, and especially since I'm working towards selling yarn now. I have never kept track of time for spinning, and it's just not something I want to do. I think I'd get too discouraged. Right? It's time well spent, and I'm just not going to worry about it. I have so many notebooks, diaries, spinning journals. I don't know what my daughter's going to do with all of them. Well, I assume my daughter will. Hubby may. I don't know. Yes, that is important. Yardage is important. More so than weight. I rarely worry about the weight of the yarn. If you had a, what is it, McMoran balance, right? If you had that, you could get your yardage out of the weight, but shoot, just buy a Nitty Knotty. It's way cheaper. I have a 2-yard. I like that. I have a 1-yard made out of PCP pipe. It works good, but it falls apart easily. I tend to use the 2-yard the most because I spin big skeins on the Ara. I spin smaller skeins on the Roberta, but even those are pretty fat skein if I put the whole plied skein on the 1-yard. But I have found it useful to have the one out of plastic pipe when I needed it for Angora and wanting to set the Angora under pressure. I know I've talked about that before, so I found it to be useful for that. You have to make 1.5 skein. Well, that's... Let me think about this. That's what... Okay. 1.5 yard? 1.5 yard. I'm thinking 18 inches. 18 inches is a yard. Okay. The 2 yard... Yeah, right. That... Man, that's weird. That's a weird circumference. Are you sure that's circumference and that's... Well, no, that would be... Yeah, it wouldn't... 3 yard is unusual too. So... God, that's unusual. Well, yeah, that one you're going to almost have to custom make, I think. I was working with that water that had the vinegar and soap in it, and let me tell you, I found out I had a paper cut on a finger I didn't know about until it was like, ooh, that hurts. Okay, you have class tonight. Good luck, Mass Band. Thank you for stopping by. Good chatting with you. Be safe, and we'll catch you on the next time. Holy mackerel, I have a ton of Stream Monitor accounts going. Oh, get this back here out of the way. I want to check something here. Alright. The music's about halfway through there. Got my table kind of far away from me. We're supposed to get cold front come in and a couple inches of rain tonight. So I've been sitting out on the porch as much as possible the last couple days. My cat has been driving us crazy. He's on the wrong side of the door always. He wants the door open all the time, which was okay because the air conditioner was not running today. The only bad part is you know, things can fly in, including birds. I try not. I have a screen door and I'll keep that closed, but that, if I just prop it so he can push it open, then it opens all the way, and it might as well be open anyway. Anyway, he was just like in and out, in and out, in and out. We have a big maple tree that unfortunately is very, very old. It's a water maple and it's dying and dropping limbs and stuff, but it still comes out in leaf and everything, so we haven't actually done anything about taking it down. We'd have to have, it's right so close to the house, we would have to have somebody take it down. And, but growing up it, the last couple years, there's been a wisteria. And I'm serious, this maple tree is higher than the house, and that wisteria is up there in the crown of that maple tree. From the ground, right? It went up the root. It's got a great big trunk that runs up the... I know wisteria was a vine. I did not know it was actually capable of going up the tree like that, right? So the last couple years, wisteria blooms right about now. Yeah, very early, depending on how warm it is. And the last couple years, it looks like the maple tree is blooming, right? Because it's all through that maple tree and it's beautiful. I love wisteria blossoms. Well, here's where this story's going. So that is directly behind me here. And this is about 2/3 back from the front porch. So we have this room and that, and then going forward we have the living room hall, and the hall is where the front door is, and that's where the front porch is. We're sitting on the front porch, and my husband says, "Have you seen that wisteria bloom?" I said, "Which?" And he points over there by the porch on the, you know, that side of the porch, that side of the house. There is a branch of wisteria with a big old bloom on it. It came from this tree. I cannot fathom whether it came up from the root went underneath the house and over there, or if it actually vined over the house, the roof to the porch. Hi, Kay. So I have an extremely hardy, aggressive wisteria with one bloom on it on my porch. I'm very happy. I love it. I would love to have that. I have a trellis there, and it's had trumpet vine on it for a long, long time, but the trumpet vine it's not even leafed out yet or anything. I would love to have the wisteria there instead. If it wants to take it over, that's fine with me. The hummingbirds like the trumpet vine, though. I don't know how they'll, because it blooms all summer. I don't know how they'll feel about the wisteria. And our hummingbirds are here. They have arrived. We have a feeder out now. So, the scouts always come first, right? And then, so we'll only see one at the feeder for a couple weeks. And then all of a sudden there's like 4 or 5 of them fighting over the feeders because there are lots of them here and they've had babies. How are you, Kay? Are you tuckered out from a long day? Guitar Nut says, gotta enjoy it before it gets too hot. Yes. And you spent a good bit outside today, lunch break, and 2 hours after work. Yes, that's very true. North Carolina, you're going to get a lot hotter than, well, I don't know. You probably are, but if your elevation's higher than ours, you probably are not as, you know, hot as, or we can get hotter. In fact, I'm warm in here today. I put on, you know, I haven't gotten my summer clothes out yet. And so I have sweatpants and just a long sleeve shirt. I finally got rid of the sweatshirt. It was pretty cold this morning. It'll be cold again tomorrow if that rain comes in. Hi, Knots. You're splitting some Blue-Faced Leicester. Lovely. Ooh. Is it natural colored? Is it dyed? Welcome, welcome. Glad you could join. Excuse me. I had that sip of a drink and now I've got the hiccups. I'm glad you could join us. Kay just joined us. It's white, okay. Got some dinner and got to walk in before the weather got iffy again. Oh, it's been iffy for you? Mass Bandit has gone on, but she said she had snow today. Being very scientific about this. I'm keeping track of the number of bats I spin in each stream. I haven't spun in between. And I think I have 15 bats. I have no idea how much I'm going to get on one bobbin. That would be 7 bats per bobbin, 7 ounces. It's probably doable, but I have noticed that as I get the bobbin more than half full, it doesn't like spinning as well as it does when it's under half full. You're getting thunderstorms on and off. Didn't get any snow today. Okay. That's what we're supposed to get tonight, although they're saying no thunderstorms. I guess there were really bad storms west of us, would be south of you, for the system that's coming in, but it is hitting our exceptionally dry air that we've had for this week, and just kind of fizzling, right? It's lost all its energy, they say. That's what they say is going to happen. We'll see. At the 1 hour mark here, I'm going to take a stretch break. Boy, this one was nice. I went all the way to the end on this one. Nothing really scooched down there, like the neps and stuff like that. I need to move that a little closer. Alright, stretch. Boy, my shoulders are sore, stiff. All right. That's a nice looking bat, if I do say so myself. Of course, that's off my drum carder. This is one of the ones I did for the fair. That's why it's so nice. Ah, I can't even find where to unwrap it. Here it is, I think. Yeah. I think I carded those 3 times and held it up like this and took everything out. Yeah, this was a fair bat. I can tell. There's just very little neps in there. I have to think about what I'm going to do for this year's state fair, if anything. I don't know. Kind of. Yarn's not a problem because I spin stuff all the time, so I can just pick. But I need to check too if they've changed the categories. It's probably not listed yet. Usually you register in May, by the end of May. But the category for this is dyed fiber. It's not really the processing that's being judged. It's the dyeing. Which means I need to... Well, I bought a dye kit this recently. I mean, when I went to the Greencastle. Hydrate, okay. Hi, thank you for the raid. Hello, hello, KB. Hello, Atomic Stacy. Oh my goodness. I need to look up now and then, don't I? Hopefully, I imagine some of you are in an ad. So, we'll wait a minute here. This is exciting. I will hydrate for you. Cheers. This is water. My water. Thank you for that. Atomic Stacy, how are you? Good to see you. What are you up to these days? Are you knitting Sock Madness sock this year still? Are you still in it? I did not qualify this year. I was just like so unable to knit that sock. The balloons and all the color work and everything. You got knocked out in round one, but you're still enjoying following along. Yeah. And KB, I know you are. I am so impressed. I have watched your knitting on stream. So, how's this sock going? At least you don't have to feel quite as pressured as it was Easter week. I'm so glad, but I hope it's going well for you. It's exciting. And you go ahead and lurk. I appreciate seeing you. I'll catch you during your stream this during the week here sometime. You're on the foot of the second sock. Oh, you are so awesome. You know, I have knitting sitting in a not a basket, a cloth old-time thing, and you know, it's right beside my chair, and I sit there and I look at that and I think I ought to knit. I don't pick it up. I don't know. Well, I am spinning a wool. It is an unknown breed. It is a ewe lamb. That was the only identification on the fleece when I bought the fleece. And I did buy it raw, so I washed it, and I cannot remember in the history of this whether it went straight into the dye pot from washing or let it dry and dyed it later, but I often go straight into a dye pot. And the dye was just an acid dye, and it's called Antique Mauve, and I love it. It's just really nice. After I dyed it, and of course it was good and dry and everything, and I picked it apart, I did drum card my bats on my drum carder, and that's what I'm spinning from, is the bat. We were spinning on stream. Oh, on your Nano. But you have to head out to Book Club. Okay, that's fine. But thank you for bringing your people along. I appreciate that, and I really hope that you have a good evening. So we're coming to hang out with you for more Playing with the Fluff. Yes. That's wonderful. So thank you again. Take care. And we're just going to chill and spin here. I like the thought of book clubs. I have never actually done that. I would go to Barnes & Noble to shop, and I'd see the book club people sitting there in the cafe talking. But to actually commit to the time and go, I just have never done it. It's not just even the time to talk and chat. It's committing to actually reading a book. I am the world's slowest reader. I don't reread books very often because I read so slow I really retain the book, and I just very, very seldom reread a book. But I'm not sure I'd like to read on a deadline. This is the Ara. Probably one of their more recent wheels, although I've had this a good 6-7 years now. Nice big bobbins. I love it for that. Very nice, sturdy workhorse of a wheel. However, it's not a good travel wheel. It's not like I want to take it even out to the car and go with it, because it is super heavy. That's solid. This is a solid drive wheel right here, solid wood. It is so heavy. Sorry, I missed you earlier. Yes, this is a Magicraft. Talking to Atomic Stacy. This is, you know, I have the Roberta, which is an electric, and that and this one are my two production wheels. I mean, my go-to wheels. If I have a 4-ounce braid, I'll use my electric because the bobbins are smaller. If I have, you know, 8 ounces or more, I hardly ever have more than 8 ounces, but if I process my own fleece, sometimes I do. There's more than 8 ounces on what I'm spinning here, because this was a lamb fleece. But anyway, yeah, those are my production. My Ashford Traditional is pretty finicky. It has a lace flyer on it, so I'll use that now and then for lace yarn. And my Nano is, of course, I'll take it with me, but it's such tiny bobbins. I hardly consider it a production wheel. I like this one for also for streams. With its upright, you know, it's harder to spin the traditional in here for streams. Kind of have packed in here. Don't have a whole lot of foot space, floor space. You like your 6.0? Yeah. Well, I didn't get, you know, I got the little Nano, and I see people spinning on the Daedalus, and I know I'd love it, but I don't need to buy another electric because I have one. Last year, end of last year, I had to get this worked on. I contacted Magicraft, and they directed me to a dealer here in the United States who had the part that I needed. I mean, they knew what I was talking about, what I needed, so they said, yeah, we know she has that part, and she did. So hubby could put it on. It was the part that actually makes the big wheel go round. And that's the first time I've had to do any kind of repair on a spinning wheel. Yeah, I know, Daedalus love. I know. Let's just say if I downsized and had to move into like assisted living or whatever, I'd sell all my wheels and buy something like that. Because I'm assuming, I don't care how old I am, I'm going to be able to spin, right? No bingo for this granny. What do you mean? I can have a cat and I can't have an Angora bunny. Hello, Holly, welcome. How are you tonight? We're just kind of chilling and spinning tonight. I did a lot of talking earlier, but I think I've run out of chit-chat for right now. Alright, this is honest to God a piece of my drum carder. My drum carder cloth is losing teeth. It's as old as oh my gosh, I think it's 20 years old, that cloth. And I know I can replace it, but I find teeth in my fiber. Yeah, treadle spinning's your ASMR. That's good. Just got up from a little nap. Had to go out of town for a doctor's appointment, and I'm so tired. You're tired. Aw, yeah. Well, naps are good. You don't mind no talking? Not sure your brain can handle too much today? That's good. I think everybody in here is working studiously on their various projects. I tell you, when you recard something 3 times, it makes for wonderful spinning. As I was telling folks earlier, this couple bats of this that I'm spinning went to the state fair last August. And I did extra work on making it extra nice, which was good because it got a first place on it. Another ribbon. You have 5 rows away from your sweater pattern changing. You're very excited, yeah? Nat says, even when spinning on your new wheel, that's a friend helped me build. The wheel noise is ASMR, even when you're spinning your own wheel. Yeah. Yeah. Holly, I am doing good. Thank you for asking. I am. Had a good week because it's been kind of not much going on and beautiful weather, and I had various and sundry projects that were, a lot of it was organizational stuff, but I was able to take it out on the porch and work on it outside. It just felt so good to be out. You gonna try and make that wheel, Guitar Nut? I mean, I was very aware, when they were working on it and the process going on from the posts and what was said here when she'd stop by. So, yeah. It's 3D printed, yeah. And you started on it too. Oh, you have started on it. Okay. It works well once you get the rhythm of the treadle. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, doesn't that also have to do with your tensioning. Getting the tensioning right too. Thinking about it, I really don't have anything that is ASMR. I will listen to Snoring Cat streaming because while I'm in bed working on going to sleep, and yet I can't say that puts me to sleep, right? It's not like I fall asleep listening to her talk. I will fall asleep if I'm listening to a Books on Tape, which is kind of funny. Not a stream, but I'm not watching, I'm just listening to both of them, but I will fall asleep with a book on tape. Shoot, I was reading a regular book yesterday afternoon and I kept dozing off. I think I needed a nap. Just learning how it wants to be spun, yeah. Audiobook is your trick to fall asleep in hotel rooms when traveling. Oh, I can't sleep in a hotel room. Audible even has this timer function. Yeah, right. So you don't wake up and have to go back 8 hours to find your place. I almost always shut it off. I cannot sleep in hotel rooms at all, no matter what I do. I don't feel that I don't think I feel unsafe, but I have a feeling it's just perfectly like I am not in my home, right? I don't have any trouble sleeping at my mom's. Except her bed's different, but when we go down there, I don't have any trouble sleeping down there. I don't know. Sleep is very funny. You view ASMR as anything that is soothing, even if it doesn't cause drowsy. Okay, it puts your mind in a soothed place, in other words. And I can agree with that. But I don't, back to your Audible, I don't use the timer, and I probably should. I have been very guilty of going back and having to figure out where I have heard and what I haven't heard. for so many years, driving to work and home every day, I listened to so many books on tape that I actually have probably trained my brain not to get sleepy. When hubby and I drive down to Florida, he loves to listen to a book on tape, and, you know, within 10 minutes he's sound asleep, because I'm driving. I do all the driving since his stroke, but, you know, it's like, if you just wanted a nap, let me know. You start driving again and you have to keep going back chapters. Yeah. Well, you talk about can't sleep in hotel rooms. I cannot sleep in the car either. I'm talking about as a passenger back when he was driving. And, you know, we would try to drive straight through down to Florida, and he'd say, okay, I'm going to drive you to sleep now. And I can't sleep. I laid the seat down, but I didn't sleep. You mostly listen to music podcasts? Oh, you know what? You like to alternate podcasts and books. Okay, do you download the podcast? See, I can listen to stuff. I'm trying to think if my phone would let me listen on the cellular. I'm not real sure. It used to be I didn't have that, right? I would download onto the, well, whatever would sync. It used to be a Fire that would sync with the car radio. Now it's my iPad, but I always downloaded the podcast. I didn't try doing the streaming. I haven't tried streaming lately, as far as podcasts. Oh, Spotify, Apple One, okay. Cocaine and Rhinestones, favorite music one. Oh my gosh, I'll have to listen to that sometime. History of country music, basically. They did a great George Jones and Tammy Wynette. Oh, I used to listen to a podcast by somebody that did all sorts of, I mean, they did that kind of thing with the history. They would feature one specific musician. Boy, you know, I have not listened to podcasts for so long now. I really have lost even memory of what I used to listen to all the time. It's probably on my iTunes app. It's probably on my iTunes app. On my iPad. Or, yeah, I use my iPad, not my phone. Man, you've got me so hyped to listen to podcasts now. I don't think I even have iTunes on this computer. I got this computer when I started streaming. I have a nope. Nope. No iTunes. You've gotten through a ton of your podcasts. Well, I appreciate that. You know, my little book I'll never write is all those podcasts, I think. Okay, I wrote that down. Cocaine and Rhinestones. And I used to listen to where they read a book. Oh, NPR, that's another good one. They always have. You got me going down a rabbit hole now. But I won't ever, I don't think I'll remember the name of that podcast I listened to. It's special to you, yeah. The best friends do that. Oh. 60 songs that explain the 90s sound fun. Alright, let's see if we can get this bat done, and then I'm gonna call it a stream. Before I get too sidetracked. Oh, Guitar Nut, that sounds fun. No work, it's nice. Got a 3-day weekend, got a Friday off. You mind if I ask what your day job is? I think I told you I used to work. I was a med tech. Right, that's hospital laboratory. That's what I did for years. Run all the blood tests that they run on people to diagnose what's wrong with them. Cybersecurity. Oh, okay. It's stressful. You've been in it for 7 years. Oh, okay. That's good you have an outlet then with your place, your crafts, your community, Discord communities. And the absolute best when you work was having a day off. It really is different being retired. Not really like days off at all. Which is sort of why hubby and I take off and go for a day or two. You went to college for music, though. Quite a life change, yeah. That's when, okay, so that's where the guitar nut comes from then. Oops. This is not doing well here. It wasn't joining right. There we go. Oh, that's true. There is. I know about the nut. Okay. So it's a fun play on word. Yeah. Okay. And you're a guitar lover. Because you're nutty about guitars. You play flat-picked acoustic guitar. I love acoustic. I have some CDs of guitarists. One of the things that I was so sad about when I started streaming was I found out that, there was not the possibility of just taking all these wonderful CDs that I have and playing the music in the background here, because my player's right up there, and because of, just not legal to do that. I was like, oh, I wanted to share all this music I have that I love. Can't do it. Bluegrass, yes. Oh yes, I like bluegrass too. I like almost all genres of music. I'll tell you, I have my rock preference is what they now consider classic, right? Because it's from the 70s. And my classical, I like certain composers, and I like piano. Yeah, but before streaming, I bought a ton of CDs. And I still have them. When I lived alone, I played music all the time. Now, you know, being married, and shoot, we've been married 26 years now, but the point is, I just don't play music like I used to. And I don't know why, but they quit putting CD players in cars. I guess the next time, I need to spend the money and replace the radio that's in my car and put a CD player in it. I would enjoy that. I'm sorry. My computer weather thing says it's 79 and sunny. It's pitch black outside. Maybe somewhere else. Not here. Oh, good grief. When I first got on, they had a burn alert. They were saying, do not burn anywhere. Too dry and too windy. We do have lots of bonfires because we have lots of woods. We have lots of tree limbs come down. And it is a continuous stack of fallen wood that hubby picks up and puts on the burn pile. He said he was going to burn tonight. I don't know if he will or not, but I do believe the wind has died down. It was way too windy earlier today. But it always, with sunset, the wind dies down. I am going to, I know I'm almost done, but this music's almost done too, and I'm just going to flip it back so it doesn't go to an ad. It might, but anyway, we periodically have to burn the dead wood. He likes to wait till night, so we have a bonfire. Oh, I had some follows. I did not see that. Thank you. I don't know if the people are still around, but the real Denethor, thank you. And Hinka Knits, I appreciate that. I think you came in with Atomic Stacy, and maybe you are no longer here, but thank you for the follows. Sorry guys, I'm writing down viewers. I see names that I haven't seen for a while. I'm going to be on for a little bit longer than normal. I want to finish these two. Little pieces of this bat, and that'll be 3 bats that I spun during this stream. That's good. I think I have 5 bats on this. Well, yeah, I'll have 5 bats on this bobbin. My bats tend to run from the drum carder. They average just under an ounce. There is a limit to what you can put on there because it fills up the teeth, and you don't want to. It won't card right if you get too much on there. Last increase row, yay! It's on my list to watch the new Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I've watched all those seasons and she's back. Oh. Got a owie on my finger. Don't know when that's gonna happen though. Sorry guys, I have never had such a wonderful long list of viewers. I just have to write it down. Gee, guess who's at the bottom? Oh, not completely. Almost. Alright, thank you for indulging me in that. We'll finish up. We'll finish this up. Thank you, Nuts. Always enjoy our spinning streams. Yes. Last bit here. So a little bit of future talk here. I will be back on Sunday afternoon as usual, and Tuesday morning as usual. Let me check a calendar here though real quick. Where's my calendar? Calendar right here. Today's happy Earth Day, by the way. I meant to say that at the beginning. I forgot. Okay, Sunday's the 23rd. Tuesday is the 25th. Oh, I'll be here Thursday. Okay. I am going to miss a Sunday. Sunday the 30th. That's quite a few streams away yet. It's a week from this coming Sunday. I enjoy the spinning streams because I just plain don't spin unless I'm streaming. I need to get past that. Maybe I could set the ash fruit up somewhere that I could sit down at. During non-stream times. Yep, do some nearly every day. I used to. I don't anymore, though. That's good. I mean, it's... Oh, got a clump here. It's the first part of the year, and then I do Tour de Fleece, and I spin every day for that, and I get in the better habit. Spin more in the fall after tour. Not always large quantities, yeah, but a few minutes each day. You've been spinning so much. Uh-huh. New love. That's good. You're learning a lot, and it's just all exciting and new. And I'm not tired of spinning. I've been doing it for who knows how many years. I don't get tired of it. Every fiber is different, every color is different, every yarn you make is different. It really is. It's so organic. And I think that's what I like about it. All right. Can't get enough of it. Just started learning wooling. Okay, short backward draft, yeah. Keep your pinch. Let it run all the way down. I mean, don't stop the pinch. I said it backwards. I said keep your pinch, but I mean keep your pinch out of the way is what I meant. Let me get my face here. There we go. Yeah. That's good. Alright, I am not going to raid anybody tonight, I don't think. I'm going to turn the music off. Oops. Yeah. And go take a look at Twitch. Maybe I'll raid. New Baroque is on, a violin stream. Pink Floyd The Wall, Kenny's prog rock. Yeah, okay, who's down here? Oh, Peacock Stitch, crochet. Well, the Crafty Cub, I've never gone to her. Let me check, see what she's doing here. Oh, it's a he. Excuse me. It's a he. All right. One of his followers, sarcastic yarn hoarder. Okay, that's pretty funny. All right, we are going to go to the Crafty Cub, and I will plug this in so I can hear. I think he's not talking. He doesn't seem to have music either. That's interesting. See you Sunday, Guitar Nut, Knots and Stitches. Everybody have a good start to your weekend. Thanks for hanging out with me. I've enjoyed it. And let's go raid.
No basement but sirens and all electronics collected lost their mind to inform me from a woman. Also got texts and calls from the city.
You sure I spelled it right? Oh, it's the.
We don't have sirens here in Maryland, but when I moved to Minnesota, apparently there's a siren across the street. No one informed me that they test every Wednesdays. Needless to say, the first time I heard it go off for a test, I had to change my drawers. Yeah, here in Maryland, we don't. I mean, we get tornadoes,
okay,
but it's not as often.
Behave, you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.